All right, guys. You want to start towards the beginning of the movie, going down through as far as scenes? You want to start with character-wise, or?
I got 3 pages of notes, and it's all chronological.
Yeah, most of my stuff's kind of chronological too.
So how
Let's
about
go
we just
chronological, and then whenever me and Shane have something to throw in, we can jump in.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah,
sound
we
good?
can do that.
Okay, we can kind of do that. My first thing I have is there's just so many like nostalgic moments in this movie.
Yeah.
Like a couple of things that I kind of pulled out were like, there's a shot when Rey is like on Jakku, and when she drives by heading towards that little town she has, it just reminded me of the shot from Star Wars where Luke and Obi-Wan are heading to Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
It just had that. I just had that same feel, and there's a few times like that happened in the movie where I'm like, oh, that feels like this
definitely.
moment. That feels like this moment.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed those kind of moments. I didn't really write down anything before that, but I remember a lot of stuff. So Eric, you probably have some stuff before that. Calvin was hogging the paper.
The first thing I have is literally the first shot of the movie. It's that opening
The
silhouette of the ship going. I almost felt like, wait, am I seeing a shadow on the moon? No, I'm seeing this because then the ship's coming around it. And,
yeah, like eclipsed the moon.
we
right?
had never seen anything like that in Star Wars, but it felt like Star Wars.
Yeah.
And like that, when I saw it the first time, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be good. No matter what comes next, I know that they nailed the feeling.
Well, it was like episode 4 where, you know, the opening sequence, it rolls and then it fades out, and then you get the ship screaming by.
Yeah, you get the one ship and you're like, huh, big ship. And then you get the ship that just keeps
going past and going past. Yeah, I think it was like that. You know, it was copying the sequence but remaking it at the same time.
It gave you the same feeling by showing you something different, which I would probably say this movie does to all of episode 4.
Yeah.
I think the main beats of this, you could look at every scene and find its counterpart in episode 4. I truly feel that way.
The one thing I thought of right in the very beginning when I had the crawl going on is I was like, those stars just look weird.
They're in Super HD.
I know, they looked weird. I'm like, those don't look like the original stars.
When I was reading the crawl, I was like, shit, that spoiler is true.
Yeah.
The what?
I was reading the crawl, like, shit, that one spoiler is true.
One spoiler
Which
is
one?
true.
Huh? Luke's missing.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of guessed.
Well,
I mean, we have to talk about Luke, but I had to guess that he's missing from every piece of merchandise and promotional material.
Yeah.
He's going to be missing in this movie.
Yeah. I was trying not to factor that in.
I mean, maybe do you guys want to go ahead and talk about this now, the Luke thing?
Just discuss Luke Skywalker.
Well,
no, just the general feel. Like, Mark Hamill is billed second in this movie, and he appears for all of 45 seconds.
Yeah, right.
You know,
with no lines.
Now, don't get me wrong. I still wept openly, like Jesus did. Okay? I did. When I saw him standing there, and I know that's Luke Skywalker, and then he turns, and I see just a hint of beard. Just a hint. And I'm like, you know, I can't stop. And then he goes to take his hood off, and it's his metal hand.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
But it was... How come they used that type of hand versus the type of hand he had?
Because he's old now, he doesn't care.
I like to think that
he doesn't need it for anything.
Yeah, I like to think that his old hand just wore down eventually, and he tried to stop pretending that he had a real hand.
Maybe.
I think it's more growth than it is regression.
I think it's a reminder of, you know, that, you know,
the
he had to kill his father,
I mean,
and it's become part of him now.
I just wonder, because, like, he lost it, but then he got, like, a normal hand. The way you're talking, like, it just kind of slowly wore down the actual skin.
Well, I think it's the same hand. They just put Flesh on it.
I don't know if it's the same hand or not. It could be a new hand, but what I'm saying is that when Luke got the old hand in episode 5, I think he's the reason that looks like skin is because, you know, story-wise, he's denying that he's lost that hand. Like, he's denying that Vader's his father. He's denying that any of this happened. And then once that glove comes off, and once the hand comes off, he's like, look, all that happened to me, here are the scars. That's how I felt why he's not having any scent of flesh on there.
Well, also, I think maybe the scent of flesh serves as a function. Yeah, because it feels you have tactical senses.
I know, there'd be no way of knowing that.
I mean, the books.
I mean...
True Sebakura.
Are you saying that, like, R2 and C-3PO can't tell someone's touching them?
Maybe they can, but not... Well, because Luke's not a droid, so they have to give...
I don't know.
They have to give him certain things.
I would imagine what I said before was... When it comes to, like,
I like yours
story
better.
position,
I like yours better.
I don't think that he's like, I don't want to feel anymore. He takes his skin off. I don't want to feel. He goes emo.
Because I'm Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I thought. This is terrible, just because I knew that took place in Ireland.
Yeah.
So right when I saw him, hey, that's Ireland. I'm like, damn it, don't think that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was this?
I didn't think about
I think
that
that's
at all.
the same. I thought that too, just because I recognize the landscape. I've seen pictures and stuff from there.
I was just like, this is a cool planet. I like these islands.
I thought it was
No,
really cool, but I felt like the time, but from whenever they landed to Luke turning around was like 2.5 minutes of this chick just walking up steps.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, maybe it's the cynic in me, but I was like, man, she's walking for a while, and then she's like walking inland from the beach, and then she just shows up at the beach again on a different part of the island. Like, why don't you just fly over there?
You gotta find a good spot to land there.
That's just me. I know.
Now, see, part of me kind of felt that before they took off for that,
Yeah.
it should have ended when the Falcon took off, because instead of seeing Luke, it would have been kind of nostalgic of Lando and Chewie leaving to go find Han Solo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right, but I need to see Luke Skywalker.
Oh, no,
I just kept thinking this better not.
And
And
I
I
have a-
turning around, not saying anything.
I agree, because I put where is Luke? Show him. And then I put Luke,
Yeah.
like in big caps, and so that's
Yeah.
exactly what I wrote.
Yeah.
But like I wanted Luke to show
I
up.
just saw it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just felt that maybe the ending would have been a little bit better of not getting to that long.
Well, there
kind
just
of,
would have
like-
been a cliffhanger also.
Yeah, and I felt like it would have been a little bit more of a cliffhanger. Oh, they gotta find Luke. I want to see the next one. Where's Luke? Where's he been? What's he doing? He's just standing on this island looking at water. Why?
Yeah.
You know?
Let's.
I mean, what had Ben Kenobi been doing after?
Looking at sand.
watching Luke.
Watching Luke and showed up and saved his butt. Luke didn't just show up and save Rey or
And he
anything.
killed Darth Maul when Darth Maul came back to Tatooine.
Yeah.
Visionaries. Speaking of Luke, did you guys feel like a strange dichotomy in the sense that most people don't know that Luke Skywalker is even a real figure, right? That's what Rey
Like
said.
what Rey's like, I thought
he
he was
was a myth. But the First Order knows he's real and is looking for a map, you know? Like, Poe knows he's real because he has a map to him.
Yeah.
I felt like if you're going to go with the whole element of, like, Luke is a myth, play that everybody believes is a myth, and then he comes at the end, you know?
Well,
But I felt like having it be, like, the myth thing and it being, like, we know he's out there, we're trying to find him. Why? Because Snoke wants him. Why? I don't know.
What I guess
You know?
that.
So like Poe should have believed he was a myth, but my general says I need to go do this.
Like, Poe doesn't know that he's alive. He has faith that this will lead me
Yeah.
to Luke Skywalker.
He
Everybody
believes-
else thinks that he's an idiot,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
Well, my thing is like I think the not the rebellion, but the resistance. Yeah, the resistance, who was led by generals, not Solo, but Organa.
Organa.
I think they're all going to believe because she believes. And you got to remember, just like the original trilogy, I think what we're seeing with the resistance is just a very small picture. Because they talk about the Republic and stuff.
Oh, no, I understand. But, I mean, what I was saying is, like, did you feel slightly weird that they went with both? Like, they kind of had, like, both ways.
Well, I believe that Rey would think, because Rey is on that back world planet, and, you know, she's probably never, she hasn't never seen a Jedi, and she's lived her whole life. So all she's heard was stories. So I think anyone who's not on Coruscant and the core planets who don't remember, because 30 years have passed, and we talked about this before. During the times of the Empire, do you think anyone even knew that Vader and the Emperor were Force users besides those closest to him?
Well, the Imperial officer certainly did.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you're right, though.
You see that all the time.
They usually didn't, because, I mean, the one guy that's at the Death Star, council meeting is like, don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways.
Lord Vader.
That's all bullshit. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Well,
so I think, like...
If you think about who, like, from, like, at the end now in the Blu-ray version, stuff like that, I think they did it in one of the special editions too, but they have the Coruscant celebration at the end of 6 and the Blue celebration and stuff. Who there knows the members of the rebellion or the leaders of the rebellion, stuff like that? Or are they just
Probably none of
Are they just people?
Probably just people. Like,
So they
Anakin said in Episode 1, like, only a Jedi carries that kind of weapon, they can't be killed.
Yeah.
So they're legendary mythic figures to him, too.
Yeah.
So it's very possible that maybe, unless they were part of the rebellion or the Empire, maybe they don't know who a Luke Skywalker is, you know?
Yeah, but, like, obviously, when the Empire fell, these stories spread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, with any stories that are told from person to person, they're expanded on and made much greater than they are, and then the greater that they become, the more unbelievable they become.
Yeah.